you don't know me, my name is Brandon Elrich, and I do these baking and cooking videos sometimes. And today, I guess I'm making a depression cake. So I've got this book. I'll show you the cover because it fell off. But this is the Avondale Bicentennial Cookbook from 1976. So it is 50 years old this year. And one of the recipes in it, I thought since it's 50 years old, might as well make some recipes out of it. And I decided to make the depression cake. Obviously, if you're making a depression cake, you've got to be depressed. Hello, bathrobe guy. So, depression isn't listed as one of the ingredients, but since it's in the name, I guess we gotta be depressed when we make it. Anyway, I guess, so I put 1 1/4 cup water in this pan, this, whatever this is called, doesn't matter. And 1/3 of a cup of butter. Calls for vegetable shortening, but who cares? Doesn't really matter any. I'm using butter mainly because I don't have vegetable shortening. So I'm using butter. And we boil that for 3 minutes along with um no, you don't have no, don't do that. I did not go well for the party guests in like water for chocolate. Um it did not go well for the party guests. Like watching Eeyore bake a cake. Yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah. A cup of brown sugar. It doesn't have any cane sugar in it. Maybe because during the Depression, sugar was higher cost. Oh, maybe that's why they call it depression cake. Oh, I don't have to be depressed when I make it, do I? Okay, well, in that case, let's be happy when we're making depression cake. All right. A cup of, oh, woo, brown sugar. Cup of brown sugar and 1/3 of a cup of butter and 1 1/4 cup of water and the spices, which are let's see, what is it? Half a teaspoon. Oh wait, I'm doing the oh wait, this is the nutmeg. Oh, where's my cinnamon? Ugh, I always gotta forget something, don't I? All right. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. There's one. There's another one. Pretty much. That, that last one was a little bit less than a teaspoon. All right. Cinnamon, we're done with that. I'll put it away. Put it out of the way. 2 teaspoons cinnamon. A half a teaspoon of cloves. Some people don't really like a lot of cloves. They are strong. I'm going to try to get half a teaspoon because I don't want to get out another instrument or what's it called? Instrument? You know, you know what I'm talking about. Another utensil, baking utensil. Half a teaspoon cloves, half a teaspoon of nutmeg. I've never made this recipe, just in case you can't tell. half teaspoon nutmeg. Those are the spices. I guess the salt. No, I think you add the salt later. Let me see. Add salt and baking soda. Yeah, I'll add the salt later. So we've got the cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, butter, brown sugar. All right, I'm putting that back. It's been on the stove, so it's almost boiling. I'm going to put it back so it can continue to boil. And I'll whisk it a little bit. Get all those spices kind of broken up, mixed together. All right, and we'll wait till that's boiling before we set the timer. Not quite. So while we're waiting for that to boil, I didn't use the two camera system this time because basically in the other camera you'd just be watching this pot boil, and we all know what happens when we watch a pot boiling. It's nothing happens apparently. Watch pot never boils and all that. And I have preheated my oven to 325 degrees, not the standard 350. So then we've got, I'll go ahead and mix the other stuff while I'm waiting. 2 cups of flour. If I can get down in there. Okay, there we go. There's one. Hello, Sacred. Hello, Beth. 2 cups of flour. All right. Let me see if this is boiling yet. Almost. It's bubbling a little bit. I wouldn't call that a boil exactly, but. And let's see. Salt, baking soda. Salt, big. Yeah. Baking soda. Okay. So if you don't have brown sugar or you're going to use white sugar instead, oh, it's boiling. Alexa, set the timer to 3 minutes. 3 minutes, starting there. If you're using regular white sugar instead of brown sugar, you won't be able to use the baking soda because baking soda needs an acid to activate it. The acid in this cake is the brown sugar because brown sugar contains molasses. So if you are using white sugar instead of brown sugar, you need to use baking powder because that does not need an acid to activate it because baking powder contains uh, uh, oh, I just lost it. The acid. Oh shoot, I can't remember now. It contains cream of tartar. That's what it was. Baking powder contains cream of tartar, which is the acid that helps activate it. And all you need to do is add liquid in order for it to activate. But in this case, I just opened this and then closed it again. It's sometimes it's hard to get everything straight. A teaspoon of baking soda. I'm adding this to the flour. And I'm going to whisk that together. Let's see. I'm probably missing a few things. Um, oh, it looks like you're having conversations among yourselves, which is just fine. Just didn't want to miss something that if somebody was asking a question or something like that. So instead of sifting your flour and baking soda, you could just use a whisk because that basically breaks it all up and removes the lumps. So you don't need to sift it. All right. Let's see. What else? Mm, Flour, baking soda. Yeah, it shouldn't be too long before this thing is it's mixed. This one does not require a frosting. You can add a frosting if you want to. There's no recipe for in this book. There's no recipe for it. Oh, Alexa, stop. All right, here is the. So this is the brown sugar, butter, water, and spices, including cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. So we boil that for 3 minutes. I'm going to leave it there to cool for a minute. Uh, and then we've got flour and baking soda in here. I'm going to be adding salt. And so the other thing this calls for is raisins. I don't have any raisins. I've got cranberries, so I'm going to be using those instead. For a depression cake, I will admit that raisins do seem more depressing than cranberries. But, you know, I'm going to use what I have. I'm not going to go out and buy extra ingredients when I prefer cranberries anyway. Raisins are okay, but uh anyway, yeah. Oh, it says you look good in blue. Blue? Oh, but hmm, are you talking to me or somebody else maybe? Cranberries have a nice tartness. I use them in chocolate chip cookies. Oh yeah. Well, um, hmm, what else was I gonna talk about? So the recipes in this book, it was like a ladies club that got together and made this homemade book. I'll show it to you real quick. It's They just made this like a two-ring binder kind of book and typed up pages and whatnot. But they they didn't have a great editor for this cookbook because there's some of these instructions aren't all that specific and they kind of contradict one another every once in a while. You kind of have to mm, use your judgment when you're using these. Like this one, it says add salt and baking soda, which have been mixed together, to sugar. And then it says gradually add flour and baking soda sifted together to the batter. Okay, we've already added the baking soda, so it's telling me to put baking soda in there twice. It doesn't make sense. But I mean, I guess I could divide the baking soda half a teaspoon in both places, but that's not necessary. It's just weird. Anyway, they meant you, Brandon. Oh, the blue. Well, this is actually well, it's probably kind of faded, but you might not be able to tell, but it's black. I wore this black shirt because there are these black leaves and the black what's this called? That's zigzaggy batting. Is that what it's called? I can't remember. I'm not really a seamstress. I've sewed a few things before, but I don't remember. I think there's a specific name for this zigzaggy thing that you put on the outside of on the seams and stuff. Anyway, and this apron was sent to me by one of my uh, subscriber. Well, I think it was a group of them actually, but one in particular sent it to me. But the people on the porch crew on the porch, So I appreciate that because I didn't have very many aprons, and I kind of like to switch it up every once in a while. I don't like to wear the same thing all the time. All right. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I don't. I'm trying to follow the recipe, but I don't think some of these little things. Add the salt. Where's the salt? A teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna go ahead and add the salt to the baking soda and flour, and mix that up in it. I just want to kind of let the butter and brown sugar cool a bit before I add it to the flour mixture. All right, just so I don't forget and add it twice. I don't want to add extra salt to this thing. I want to put these away. I always like to put things away after I use them. It just I don't know, makes me feel more organized and less cluttered. I guess that's type of that my part of my personality. A little bit of a type A personality, not extreme, because I do make a mess sometimes. Let's see. I had Soviet cookbook, also like cryptic. What's your take on salted caramel taste? Mm, excuse me. I like salted caramel. Um, yeah, I like salted caramel candies and salted caramel brownies and things like that. I like it. All right. I've let this cool a little bit, so smells really good. I'm gonna add little bits of it at a time. Let's see. Do I need to do anything else? I got the sugar, water. I called for vegetable shortening, but I used butter instead. Raisins. Oh, the raisin. I think that goes in last. Did they even mention that in this book? Add salt, baking soda, sugar shortening, add flour, baking soda to batter, beat smoothly. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. So it gives me all these directions. Add salt, sugar shortening, flour, baking soda, beat smoothly, bake in greased and floured pan. It doesn't even mention the raisins. The raisins are listed in the ingredients, and it doesn't mention them in the instructions. Come on. Who was this? Lena Lakey was the author of this recipe. Come on, Lena. All right. I'm just going to add just a little bit at a time. Mix it, the flour. I'm gonna have to switch from a whisk to a spatula or something though. I don't know why I even started mixing with this whisk. It's kind of stupid, wasn't it? There we go. All right, let me get my spatula. Hello, Manpreet. I am mixing and baking a depression cake. I always feel like I have to say it in a depressed sort of mood. I started off um acting all depressed when I was making it, but I really don't want to keep that up through the entire video. It's just it might actually make me depressed. So this came from a bicentennial cookbook. So the idea is that it was something that was maybe a little less expensive to make during the Depression. It doesn't have any eggs. I don't know if if eggs cost more during the Depression. They seem to cost a lot now. But I have a relative who has chickens and they get eggs on a regular basis. So, and they're always giving them away. So I am fortunate that I'm able to get eggs from them. All right, that looks like a good cake batter consistency actually. So, looks like it all worked out. Now, it also another gripe with this the instructions on this recipe. It says bake in greased and floured pan. Doesn't say what kind of pan, doesn't say what size of the pan. So, I guess you kind of have to just judge by looking at the amount of cake batter you have. I wouldn't put it in a 9 by 13. It would be pretty thin. I would guess more like a 9 by 9 or a 9-inch round pan. But I decided I wanted to make it in a bunt type pan. I've got this springform pan with a bunt insert, and I don't think I've ever used it. So I figured, why not use it today? But I'm still going to spray the bottom of it and the insides. Oh, I shouldn't have sprayed this column. I was going to put this. I cut out this strip of wax paper that I was going to put around the uh, the center, just so it doesn't stick to it when it comes out. So I'm going to wrap this around the center tube and put a little piece of tape here. Oops. Oh, voila. And snap on the side. And I'm going to put it in here. We'll see how that goes. Miss Lena Lakey didn't tell me what kind of pan to put it in, so I'm just going to use whatever the heck I want. Even this is not gonna be a very thick cake. But I may just have to watch it when I put it in. Just make sure it doesn't over bake since it's so thin. Oh, man. Mm. Yes, I'm using my fingers. I washed my hands beforehand, but as I frequently say on these videos, you're not going to eat it, so don't worry about it. I'm also going to freeze this after I'm done with it. That's my plan, at least. And that's the other reason I wanted to put it in this type of pan. I figured it'd probably be easier to keep in the freezer in this pan. Oh shoot, I forgot about the cranberries. Oh my gosh. 2/3 cups of raisins, or in my case, cranberries. All right. Well, that's all right. I'm just gonna put them on top and kind of push them down in there, you know? 2/3 cup. That seems like a lot of cranberries for this small cake, but I don't know. Yeah, it does seem like a lot. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm not gonna like mix them all through there. I'm just gonna kind of push them down in the batter. Try to spread them out a little bit. Should be fine. Let's see. Manpreet Brandon is making Depression era cake from a 1976 Bicentennial cookbook. Yes, that's right. Raisins, even. Yeah, actually, it's supposed to be raisins, but it's cranberries instead because that's what I have, and I like cranberries better than raisins. All right, so there we have it. That looks fine. It's fine. Mm. All right, and that's it. And it's bakes. So it says bake in greased and flour pan at 325 minutes or 325 degrees for 50 minutes or until done. 325 degrees for 50 minutes. That seems like a long time for a cake this shallow. So there's the cake. But again, they didn't tell me what kind of pan to put it in. So I just had to guess at it. Oh well. Um Fresh blueberries are not so sweet for me. Oh, yeah. I like blueberries. It depends. Some of them can be sweet. Seems like, is it the smaller ones that are more tart? Seems like the smaller ones are usually more tart. But anyway, that's all that I'm going to show on this video. I'm going to put it in the oven and I'll take a picture of it when I'm done to show you how it turns out. I'm not sure I don't think I'm going to set the timer for 50 minutes though. I think I'm going to go more like 30 and see where we stand. So anyway, I'll let you know how all that goes. All right. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe and I'll be making something different next time. I don't know what it'll be. I haven't made a fruit pizza in a while and I've been kind of craving that lately. I'll have to buy all kinds of different fruits though, so I don't know about that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to look at my budget and all that. See if I can afford some more fruit. Anyway, that's all. Thanks. See y'all later. I think I'm going to do a Mad Libs later. I usually do it after 10, after the Porch crew is done with their video. So I haven't written one yet, so I'm going to have to work on that this afternoon, I guess. Anyway, have a good Sunday afternoon. See you all later. Maybe. Yeah, there we go.